So how you doing? Oh, I'm out here doing some brush work today. Can you tell there beside me? This was all briars. I've been cleaning it up. Here, let me flip the camera around for you. So yeah, she was all briars. There's tree stumps all through here. And you can see some down here. But the neighbor's gonna come up with his mini here one of these days and pop them out for me. It all looked like that, every bit of this. And that's what I got it looking like now. But I was kind of curious to see how this 372 Hopper built me does on something a little bigger. So I thought, you know, let's just take a slice off of this stump. I can't tell you what kind of wood it is. I think it's a softwood, but let's take a slice off of this stump and see how she does. And as you can see here, I'm actually planning on reclaiming this all into grass. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna get this all cleaned out. That whole field, it's all gonna get planted. Everything. So, yeah, we got some work cut out for us, don't we? But what do you say? We go over here, cut a sliver off of this stump just to see how this all runs on something a little bigger. You know, kind of a falling situation. You know what I mean? Just out of curiosity sake. So, yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, that was definitely some soft wood. It might have been a little punky. Definitely soft. The saw was actually having, I was actually having more trouble keeping up with the saw moving through the cut, you know what I mean? When I was a kid, these were all pines lined up through here, whole way down. Dad took them all out, gave all the wood to a sawmill, and that's how that stack of cherry ended up in the shed. Dad gave him all of this pine wood, and the guy gave him all the cherry. But there we go. I'm leaving these little guys just because he can come in with a mini, hook them and yank them out by the root. And I want to leave them like that so that he does do that. Otherwise, I'd have a stump down low of the ground hitting the blades, you know? So that's the whole idea behind leaving them there. But yeah, she's a good day today. She's nice. Nice and sunny and everything. I'm thinking about going further, but it gets really steep just out there a little bit to like the mower wouldn't be able to mow it. So, I mean, if he goes through there with the mini and grades it out for me and everything, or he also has a skid steer that could do it. But I don't know, we might end up pushing it all the way back there and reclaiming all of this for yard space. Which, you know, turning it into yard space is just temporary. You know, I want to see how fast it grows, all that stuff. So I'm thinking about using it for something. The soil isn't that great right now. Corn doesn't want to grow very well and all that stuff. So I think if I get some grass on there, get something on there that'll help push some nitrogen back into the soil, then later down the road, come in, you know what I mean? She seems to be a little nitrogen deprived right now. It never sees fertilizer or anything. So I just think there's been too many crops on there. It sucked the soil dry, you know? So I'm gonna get some grass growing on there and kind of go from that point, you know? Kind of bring the soil back to health. And then I'll make a plan down the road what I want to do with it. You might end up seeing a little barn here and some goats, or who knows what you might see. Chickens, you're going to see chickens for certain. I'm going to throw something in here for chickens, but for now, I'm just gonna kind of chisel at it, do a little bit at a time. There's like 12 feet up here along the tree line I want to clear out too. Same situation. It's all thorns, or all briars, but I can't do that with the mower. I'd have to get a tractor or something in there. It's just too uneven. This is level enough here that I just kind of whacked it out with the mower, you know? And it sucked. Those briars were tall enough that when I'd hit them, they were landing right on my lap. So it kind of sucked. I bet I'm pretty scratched up underneath here. But hey, the job's done, you know? So, hey, one little project for the day. Gonna move on to the next one. A little update on the Homelite 410. Been working on getting it mocked up. She's flopping around there. The bolts for here are just a little too long. I need to shave like an 1/8 inch off of them, and then she should tighten up. But we got her pretty well mocked up. A couple little tweaks to do. I'm waiting for the velocity stack and air filter to come so I can work at getting them mocked up as well. Then I got to work at getting the 2 halves, you know, the handle and the crankcase side all mounted together. So, you know, little progress on the 410. She's going to be an interesting, funky looking saw, I'll tell you. It should be quite fun. So here's something that hasn't been used in, boy, 80 years, probably. I'm thinking about putting it back in service. Let me show you what we're looking at here. Let me pull that. That's just the lid. Let me pull that off. So check that out. It's the well that was originally to the property. I think a hand dug well. I gotta be careful here that I don't drop my phone, huh? I'm gonna show you. See if you can see the reflection of the water. You see it way down there? Oh, I'm gonna say, I think it's about 50 feet to the water. So I'm thinking about mounting a hand pump to the lid and getting this thing pumping water again. I'm thinking about it. I don't know what we'd use it for, but it'd be kind of cool to have a hand pump well, you know? Something pretty far on the project list, but, you know, something to be cool regardless. What do you think? Put a hand pump well on there? Maybe use it to water some flowers or water some animals or something. This house has like town water now, and this hasn't been used since that system was put in. I think that system was put in the, I'm gonna say the 50s maybe. So yeah, this hasn't been used since back then. We used to have a cistern on the other side of the house too, but we went ahead and crushed it and buried it and covered it all in. But this is still here. And I'm thinking about, if I figuring out a way to put her back in service. Hey, I got the lid back on. That's how she always sits there, and you know, it just sits there, never getting used. I don't think it'd be too hard to mount a hand pump, you know? It's like I think this used to be like a trough of some sort on this side. And I'm willing to bet that they used to pump water out into this trough or something. I don't know. Maybe it was a flower bed. I got a feeling it was like a little makeshift trough. Now I did get the welder mounted up here on the wall like I said I wanted to. She's up there out of the way. I gotta get a breaker so I can wire it in yet. But it's a little bit further along in the process. The leads here, I want to extend them. I'd like to go 50 feet, which you can imagine how much money that's gonna cost. But I don't know, there's other ways of doing that. Like I was thinking about using jumper cables, but the wire and jumper cables, I think, are a little thinner than these. I don't know what gauge this wire is, but I got, you know, jumper cables. I was thinking about splicing it and extending it, but you know, I'll keep an eye out about finding some longer wire. It's long enough that if I'm doing a project right here where I'm standing, it'll work. So, you know, I just got to pull it through to do it, or pull it into the building to do the work. It's not like I could go much further than this anyway. You know what I mean? I think I'm just gonna work at finding some wires to extend those leads though. I'd like to get them 50 feet, which is like 100 feet of wire. And that's not cheap for that kind of wire. So that'll be down the road sometime. Nothing that's gonna happen in the immediate future, but at least I got it up on the wall now, you know, up and out of the way. So yeah, I'm just here chiseling at some little projects, you know, nothing big, just a bunch of little tiny things. And, you know, today's a day where you can get to see kind of, you know, a little bit of what I'm doing today. I was already started out today at the other house. I spent the first half of the day there. So, you know, about lunchtime I got here, and you're kind of seeing what I've been into since then. So, you know, I'm going to take a break here, get a little something to eat. Wife's going to go to the dollar store. And then this evening I'm going to come out and see about tinkering with either cleaning up this building some or working on a saw. I don't know yet, but you know, we'll get into something here. I'm thinking about working on this 410 and seeing if I can get that handle ready to assemble. And once I do that, then it's, you know, once I get that handle on there, then it's just a matter of getting the cylinder ported and start the assembly on it. So, you know, hopefully here soon we can get that thing up and running. So, you know what I mean? But anyway, hey, I thought you'd like this a little update on our adventures today. And hey, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.